The Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission has condemned continuing violence in South Sudan and is asking all parties involved to cease all military activity. To strengthen security in the capital, Juba, and its surroundings, the chairperson, Festus Mugai, appeals for the urgent deployment of a 4,000-strong regional protection force as approved by the UN Security Council. A meeting to take stock of the process of implementing the peace agreement and set out expectations and objectives for 2017 was attended by representatives of the transitional government, stakeholders and donors.
Fighting around Malakal and Rank was a blatant violation of the ceasefire. Individually and collectively, JMA condemns the violence. Citizen has begun their investigations, and I call upon all parties involved to cease all military activity and cooperate fully with these investigations. JMAC continues to believe that the immediate deployment of the Regional Protection Force is an essential component in protecting civilians, guaranteeing continued stability in Juba, and providing a safe, secure, and neutral environment for the implementation of the agreement. We urge the transitional government of national unity, IGAD, and the international community to take advantage of President Salva Kiir's National Dialogue Initiative and reach out to the estranged parties and their followers for dialogue to have a real meaning and effect. It must include more than those who already agree with the government and take account of all views and concerns.
South Africa's police in Cape Town City are preparing for President Jacob Zuma's annual State of the Nation address in Parliament. The government had said that it will deploy over 400 security officers in the city. The move has been condemned by opposition parties, but this is the first time soldiers will be deployed as security rather than a ceremonial role. Since the radical left-wing economic freedom fighters won seats in Parliament at the 2014 elections, Zuma's speech to open Parliament has been a chaotic affair, with EEF lawmakers chanting and jeering at the president over corruption scandals. At Zuma's address in 2015, parliamentary security guards disguised as waiters physically removed EFF members from the chamber. Well, joining us here in the studio live is Channels Television Johannesburg Bureau Chief Betty Dibia. Thank you for joining us on the program, Betty.
Thank you so much.
How are you finding your visits to Nigeria? How's it been so far?
It's good to be home. That's the way I'll put it. It's quite good to be home.
Great. Now let's head straight to the conversation. Why does President Zuma need as many as 400 soldiers for a State of the Nation address this time around?
Well, as you said in that intro, since the election in 2014, when the EFF became part of the parliament, these are a group of very young people, relatively young, it's been quite vibrant, let me put it that way, quite chaotic. And at this point, okay, let me go back to 2013, the one before they were elected. The president had about 168 soldiers. At that time, it was more moderate and less chaotic than you have it right now. So maybe, according to the Deputy Speaker, Lesicha, I can't remember his last name, he said, in light of possible threat. But remember, during the State of the Nation address, you have the President, all the members of Parliament, key government officials, the people as well, a lot of VIPs, past presidents, those who are alive, and then members of the diplomatic corps. So you need a measure of security. But the rule is that those armed are not allowed into the precinct, into the parliament. But the soldiers are outside.
So that's what's different this time. They're going into...
They will not be going. They will be outside parliament. So they will be... But the people are always part of this. There is the fashion aspect where people watch them walk down the red carpet for the photo ops before they go into the parliament. With so many soldiers, that's going to affect that as well. And the opposition, of course, that's expected. They're kicking against it, that this is actually marking the opening of the People's Parliament. We don't need so many soldiers.
But if it's based on previous experiences, could they possibly also be acting based on intelligence reports?
Probably probably they'll be in the best position. We've tried to get the key officials to give a reason. There isn't any unique reason given, just in line with in light of a possible threat. So they're taking measures in case it gets quite chaotic. You have situations, especially during the fees must fall, where you had the gate of the parliament, tampered with. People were pushing against and actually spoiled some parts. So maybe they're expecting protests and all that, and they say they're taking key measures. But in 2 hours' time, we'll find out how that will work out.
Yes, indeed. But it appears the opposition doesn't quite buy into this idea. I mean, why else would they be kicking against this move?
Nobody wants to see so many soldiers in an event that is more like part of the culture of the country now. The people are very much part of it. And if you look at the picture that just went on air now, so many soldiers around the parliament. The parliament is situated in the city where you have a lot of people doing their businesses as well. It's not, hidden up somewhere. It's quite around where, and the people are very much on TV and live. They're very much part of it. Nobody wants a that word, the word I'm talking about. Nobody wants so much show of force around that kind of event.
Well, why concentrate on the number of soldiers? Why not focus on the speech itself? Which brings me to my next question. What about the speech? What are we likely to expect from President Zuma's speech?
In recent times, when the president speaks, you have people saying same of the same. He talks about the economic plans and what has been achieved, the issue of unemployment. But in this speech as well, you have the president getting a chance to get questions. He actually calls the names of some people who send questions through Twitter and other platforms, social platforms, or who send questions directly. So he gets to address them by name. If it doesn't get chaotic in Parliament, if they actually let him speak. And the last year we had the walkout by COPE, that's the Congress of the People, and the disruptions from the economic freedom fighters. But he gets to tell us about the country, what they plan. And many people have heard many of the things he said, the economy, the disagreements, the political issues as well. We have the ANC, but this is not the platform for just the ANC's political issues. They've had the January the 8th event where it's all about the birthday of the ANC, where he talks directly to the ANC people, and he talked about unity because there's so much disunity within the party. But this is about the people and the ANC government.
Yes, Betty, thank you so much. Like you said, we have 2 hours to find out how it all goes out. But thank you for coming on the program. And that's our program today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I am BC Adebayo.